back to another episode of how I make my wedding dress. I'm so excited, and I just rewatched our old one and I looked so nervous in that one. I think because I was really worried about making the decision to actually make my wedding dress. But this time round I'm very excited because I've got my sample fabrics ready. I'm going to pattern make today, guys, so I'll show you guys some of the patterns that I will be making. I'm just going to recap what we did last episode. I showed you guys the props that we'll be using. I showed you guys like my sewing machines that I'll be using to sew the samples as well, and our finalized design, which I wasn't too sure about. This was a final sketch that we made, and I've decided that I'm going to keep to this design only because we will be actually designing the lace on the bodice. So what I'm planning to do is keep the basic block of the wedding dress. So I'm just going to make a sweetheart kind of shape with an hourglass hem and skirt. I've decided that I think maybe I'm just going to use a satin kind of fabric for the bodice and then an overlay of organza or tulle. I haven't really decided yet. I've got the organza to twirl it up first just to see how it looks like. But I think finalizing the fabric will be the next episode. So stay tuned because I will be taking you guys to see some fabric shops as well. So the design that we are going to do today is I'm just going to make the standard block of a bodice and a fit and flare skirt. So let's get going, guys, and I will take us to do some pattern making. I'm gonna get some paper. Oh, this bloody paper, this is so heavy. Ooh. This is what you would make patterns with, guys. Actually, no, I lied. If you go to like manufacturing factories and stuff, you'll see a paper roll like this. This is mainly used for underlaying of fabric so that fabrics don't move. But I don't have big paper, so I'm going to be using this one. So the good thing about this paper is that it's got grain lines, which will help me make my patterns and make it a little bit more easier. Okay, so I've got all my patterns ready to make. I'm using a few blocks to make the patterns. I've got just a plain bodice kind of patterns that I will be making my sweetheart bodice from. And then I've got a skirt, a cone skirt block here, which I will be able to make a hourglass skirt from as well. So with the hourglass skirt, I'm planning to just drape it on the mannequin first, and then we'll see how we go from there. I'm just going to transfer my measurements onto the patterns, and then I'll sample them, and then I'll put them on the mannequin so that you can see the sample. Originally, I was planning to drape calico and make a pattern straight from the mannequin, but I realized that the mannequin isn't really the same size as me, so I can't do that. So I totally forgot how to pattern make, guys, and I had to re-watch a few YouTube videos, and all of them I realized was a lot of the wedding dress videos were draping on the mannequin, and I don't really have a strong draping skill, so I'm probably more confident in pattern making. So I'm just gonna pattern make the design onto paper first and then cut and twirl, rather than draping on the mannequin and then transfer the patterns onto the fabric. So I think this is probably a safer option for us because we don't really have much time as well. So here you see my patterns that I've made for my bodice. I've transferred my measurements onto this bodice, so hopefully when we get to the sampling stage it will be quite close to my body shape. I will be cutting all these up into our calico to twirl them up. Okay, so I have finished all the patterns, guys. We will be cutting them on calico. Calico is usually used to make all the samples for brides' dresses because they hold their shape and they are affordable as well. So firstly, I am going to cut up my bodice because it's small. I think I bought 3 meters of calico We'll see how we go with that because I might have to sample a few times. With the skirt, I'm just going to drape it on the mannequin and then we can cut our skirt patterns as we go. So my patterns, my bodices are cut up, guys, onto calico. It's so exciting. I will cut the skirt up as well and then we will drape some fabrics. Alright, so that's it for the cutting, guys. Let's set up the sewing machine so we can put this all together. Luckily, my sewing machine is portable, guys, so we can sew right here. So this is it. You are waiting to see the sample and I've pinned it onto the mannequin. Voila! Look how beautiful she looks. So this is only a sample. You'll see all the seams that I've left here. I'm leaving this so that it helps me pin when I do fittings. I will be getting a friend to do fittings for me. So I'm just going to drape it on the mannequin so that you guys can see kind of the idea of what I'm doing. So I'm just going to pin her up. So I've got the bodice made and the skirt as well. So hopefully the fitting when I try this on, it's going to be fitting perfectly. I think there's going to be a few things that I will need to make changes in terms of the sweetheart shape. I can't kind of tell yet until I try it on my body. I've kind of kept the mannequin kind of similar height to me just so that I can visualize what the shape looks like on my body. So I'm trying to adjust her so that she can be the same height as me so that I can imagine the length of the skirt and the frill on the hem as well. But I think in terms of chest line, we are quite similar. The skirt itself, I haven't really sewn it up yet, guys. So it's all open like this. The reason why I'm doing this is so that I can see what flare I want in terms of the skirt. So the final design that we've decided is a sweetheart shape bodice with a fit and flare skirt, which is more of a mermaid kind of body shape. I like the whole hourglass shape. So hopefully I've transferred my body shape, my body measurements onto the patterns that I've made. So hopefully it's pretty close. As we speak, I will just pin the flared skirt just so we can decide whether we want really full skirt or not too full. Calico is quite heavy, I say, so it doesn't really give you the true look of how a lace would look. I don't think I'm going for a full lace shape anyway. So here I'm kind of thinking to do more of an organza or tulle kind of hem line, but I'm keeping it quite open at the moment until I see the sample on me. Then I can kind of decide what I like. the skirt's maybe a little bit too long. I might need to pull it up here, but I need to see it on the body. I need to kind of see it on my body before I make any final decisions. I didn't make the pattern for the skirt. I've only made the top half of the patterns, and the bottom half I've left it quite open just so that we can see whether we want more flares in the skirt, the hem, or not. I've left the back really long as well, guys, so you will see here I've left the back as a trail. How much of a trail do you guys think I should be having? I will make sure to do it so that we can pin it up at the back as well, just obviously for movement. I have never really made a full gown for myself, guys. I usually only do this for other people. It's easier to do fittings on other people rather than myself, but because I'm doing it on the mannequin, she's not really true to my body shape, so it's quite hard for me to imagine what the silhouette looks like on myself as well. This shape here is meant to drape, so I might think that I need more fullness on the skirt so that it can drape a little bit more. I've seen a lot of beautiful lace dresses, like a lace trim or surrounding the circumference of the hem of the skirt. I think that's really beautiful as well. So I'll see in terms of lace wise how our lace will look like before deciding to put a trim on the hem of the skirt. It's so amazing to see it all coming together. I didn't think I could do this, guys. Now that's the full dress. So I think looking at this pattern, I can see that maybe the bodice is a little bit too long for me as well, so I might need to raise the waistline up a little bit. In terms of the sweetheart, so a lower sweetheart shape I think would be more prettier. I might do the back V as well. So currently we've got the shape that's quite straight, so this is pretty much just a plain bodice that I've made, but I think I'm going to go for I'm going to lower the back line. What do you guys think? I've got some organza here. Let's kind of use our imagination. This is not the real organza that I'll be using. This is only a cheap organza. It's only like $4 outside in the shops. I've only got it just so that I can do a few more sampling just to see how the fabric looks like. I can't decide whether to go for a tulle or an organza. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the organza look of this? So like we have the calico now, you can see through the calico color, maybe an ivory color or a champagne color would look beautiful. I am going to put an overlay with organza, and then that way I can hand sew some beautiful lace onto this and end it here. Maybe, like we've said, we might go ahead with a lace trim as well, depending on the look of the dress at the moment. I do love the look of it right now. It's pretty much what I imagined. So that's it for me today, guys. So what I'll do next is get my friend to come in and do a fitting on me. Once we finalize the pattern, we will go and buy some real fabrics, guys. So next time we speak, I will be taking you guys shopping. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are of my dress so far. And see you next time. See you.